विश्व ਸਿਹਤ ਸੰਗਠਨ ਦੇ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਰ ਜਨਰਲ ਟੇਡਰੋਸ ਕੈਬਰੀਅਸ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੈਸਟਿੰਗ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਨਿਗਰਾਨੀ ਵਧਾਉਣ ਅਤੇ ਮੰਕੀਪੌਕਸ ਦਾ ਮੁਕਾਬਲਾ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਟੀਕਿਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਐਂਟੀਵਾਇਰਲਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਵਧੇਰੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਨੂੰ ਯਕੀਨੀ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਵਾਇਰਸ ਫੈਲਣਾ ਜਾਰੀ ਹੈ। उन्होंने कहा कि वो निरंतर प्रसारण बारे चिंतित नहीं क्योंकि ये उच्च जोखम वाले समूहों में जा सकता है। उन्होंने कहा कि कुछ बच्चों को पहला ही कुछ देशों में वायरस नाल संक्रमित होने की रिपोर्ट की गई है।
Over the past week, I have met with leaders at both the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Rwanda and the G7 in Germany to discuss the interconnected crises that need coordinated action. Today, I will cover health and humanitarian challenges that the world is facing, which with concerned action by governments, international agencies, and the private sector can we solve the converging challenges. On COVID-19, driven by BA4 and BA5 in many places, cases are on the rise in 110 countries, causing overall global cases to increase by 20%, and deaths have risen in 3 of the 6 WHO regions, even as the global figure remains relatively stable. This pandemic is changing, but it's not over. We have made progress, but it's not over. Our ability to track the virus is under threat as reporting and genomic sequences are declining, meaning it's becoming harder to track Omicron and analyze future emerging variants. We're close to the midpoint of the year, which is the point at which WHO had called on all countries to vaccinate at least 70% of their population. So let's review. In the past 18 months, more than 12 billion vaccines have been distributed around the world. 75% of the world health workers and over 60s are now vaccinated. The Lancet estimates that 20 million lives have been saved because of vaccines. On the flip side, hundreds of millions of people, including tens of millions of health workers and older people in lower income countries, remain unvaccinated, which means they're more vulnerable to future waves of the virus. While the hoarding of vaccines by rich and manufacturing countries was the major barrier to access last year, increasingly political commitment to getting vaccines out to people and challenges of disinformation have been hurdles at the national level in 2022. With only 58 countries hitting the 70% target, some have said it's not possible for low-income countries to make it. I was just in Rwanda, where second dose vaccination rates are now above 65% and still rising. And others like Nepal and Cambodia have shown it's possible. Yet, the average rate in low-income countries is 13%. But if there is enough political will domestically, support to ensure rollouts to communities